Yo, what's going on, guys? In this video, we're going to be doing HACKSUDO fog from VulnHub. I rate this box about a solid easy. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Alright, so like always, we'll start by opening our terminals here. We can start by splitting these first. We can zoom in. So I'm going to run a netdiscover minus R 10.0.0.1 /24 /I ETH0. Let me move my keyboard here. Alright, we do get the IP of the box 10.0.098. So I'm going to run an nmap scan. So I'm going to do nmap minus SC for default scripts, minus SV for enumeration, then we'll scan all ports on the IP. I'm going to do simple pattern grab. I'll do netcat minus NV on port 80. We do see that port 80 is open for HTTP. So let me just clear this. Doing this, I'm going to clear my history. So you can go to preferences, history, clear this. Doing this, we do see that we do have the header for HACKSUDO fog. I'm going to do Control U to read the source code. Doing this, I usually like checking for any LFIs, just a basic local file inclusion, just to see if we can get any users right. The way I identify that is just to see if the equal sign is in the source. If it is, then I can test for a simple /etc password on the host, right? Since we do have a server running here, I'm going to run a GoBuster. So I'm going to do GoBuster dir mode minus U HTTP. We'll do minus W for user share wordless. We'll run a dirbuster /directory list 2.3bdom.txt. We'll specify the extensions as HTML, TXT, and also PHP. Doing this, we do get a index1.html, so let's try to visit that. I'm going to do Control U to view the source code. Doing this, seems like we just do get a Caesar cipher here, and we do have a box author of HACKSUDO. We also do get a repository, a GitHub repository, so let's try to visit this. We also do have dict.txt and also /fog. So let's try to get our dict.txt. So I'll just copy this. Dict.txt. Does seem like we do have a word list, or we can try this for FTP or SSH on a valid user, but in this case we don't have valid users yet. So let's try to do some enumeration and find a user rate that we can brute force with. So we do have /fog. Let's go to /fog. Before this, I'm actually going to copy this. We'll go into CD into VulnHub. We'll do mkdir for HACKSUDO fog. I'm just going to wget this file on our machine. So now we do have that there. We did see that we did have a /fog. Let's check the subdirectory. Doesn't seem like we do have anything under here, right? So next thing that we do have is /cms. So let's try to visit our /cms. Does seem like we do have a CMS made simple, so I'm gonna run a GoBuster against this. So I'll do /cms, clear this, and do have a /admin. So let's try to visit our /admin. Let's see if we can do admin. Doesn't seem like we do get a log successful, right? So here, you do see that we have /doc. We can probably change or check the change log. So we'll go to /doc under here and see if we can find a version. So I'll do doc /change log.txt. Look at this. We do see this is 2.2.5. So let's go to search exploit and see if we can find an exploit for this, right? I believe this is vulnerable to SQL. Something SQL injection, I believe. We'll just do CMS made simple. Yeah, so we do have a SQL injection here, so we can just do we'll just copy this. We'll do like search exploit -x so we can examine the file. We do see that we don't need a password for this. So let's try to run this, right? We'll do -m so we can mirror this onto our directory. So now it is copied. So we'll move the 46 to exploit.py. Exploit.py. We'll do chmod +x for exploit py. We'll run this in Python 3. Exploit.py is run in Python 2. So this can actually give us a salt and also a password, and should also give us a valid username and email for the CMS made simple. From there, we can actually probably use the dict to brute force for since we will get a valid user. We can use this to brute force with FTP or SSH, right? So we'll do -u http 10.0.0. We do see that the IP is 498. And we do /cms. We'll do -crack -w for user share wordless rocky.txt. Like at this, we do have port 21 open for FTP, port 22 open for SSH. We do have port 80, port 443, MySQL, and we also do have mounts, right? I believe we can use show mounts to view the mounts, but I don't think there's any mounts for this, right? So we'll try to FTP into, we'll see if we can try to FTP or try to brute force, right, into a user. In this case, you do see that this is trying a password and it is trying to, you do see that we'll find a username for HACKSUDO. So we'll try HACKSUDO this, we'll do HACKSUDO -p. We'll try dict. Let me clear this. We'll go under VulnHub. I believe this is HACKSUDO fog. So we'll do hydro -l for HACKSUDO. We'll do -p for dict. This is going to be the protocol for FTP. So we're going to do 10.0.0.98. We'll do -i, so we're going to restore the session. And we do get a valid username and password for HACKSUDO and hack me, right? So we'll do FTP 10.0.0.98. So we just do know that this is HACKSUDO and hack me. Did you not FTP into that? Yeah, there we go. So now we do have a user as HACKSUDO, right, under this FTP server. So we do have flag1.txt. So we'll just get our flag1.txt. We do see that this is a directory, so we'll just copy this. Or ls -la into that. We'll get authors.txt. We'll get install fog. And we'll just get this .zip file, right? So let's see if we can unzip that zip file. So we do know this is secret stag.zip. This seems like we do need a password, so let's try to crack this. We'll just use fcrackzip. We'll do -u -d, capital D, -p. We're going to be using user share wordless rocky.txt, and we're going to secret stag.zip. Doing this, we do get a password as fold. And you do see that we do have a web .wave file, right? Checking this, we did get a .wave file. I believe it was. Yeah, .wave file, and also secret.txt. So we'll cat our secret.txt. We just do have localhost is equal to server IP, and we do have a web file, right? So let's try to use staghide against this. So you try to use staghide -xf, or we'll use extract -sf for HACKSUDO stagnode.wave. Doesn't seem like we can extract it with that, right? Looking back over here, we did have a directory here, which is sound stagno. Basically lets you hide a secret message inside that .wav file, which is basically just a short audio file. So we'll just try to git clone this. So we'll just git clone this into our repository. We'll cd into like sound stagno. We'll chmod +x for, I think it was xwave, I believe. So let's check out the usage here. So here we do have soundstagno.py, this is to hide the information, and we do have xwave.py, which is basically to extract information, right? In this case, we actually want to extract. We can also run a file on this. Let's run a file on secret stag.zip. It's a zip, or was that wave file actually? So yeah, it does seem like it's a wave file. Let's check the xxd for HACKSUDO wave file. Let's head this out. Or we can sort this out too. It doesn't seem like we can find any text, but I'm just going to copy this to our own directory. So we'll just copy the HACKSUDO to soundstagno. So we'll do chmod plus x for xwave. We'll do python 3 for xwave. You see that we can specify a audio file, so we'll do python 3 xwave for HACKSUDO stagno.wave. Doing this, we do get a type of encoding. The author did give us a hint for this, which was Caesar cipher. Let's try to visit this and see if we can decode it using the output that we got from that .wave file, right? So let's see if we can decode this. We'll go to decode at .fr. So we can copy this. I'm actually gonna cancel this and try to use a dict.txt so you can get a password using that, right? So just paste this in there, decrypt the code. And it does seem like we do get a password for localhost, which is username fog, and a password for HACKSUDO. I believe you can log in with fog or HACKSUDO, since we did get a valid user as HACKSUDO for the CMS. So we'll just copy this. We'll just go to like we'll do CMS slash I think it was admin, I believe. Yeah, so we'll just HACKSUDO. We do get a long successful for the CMS made simple, right? One thing here, if you ever did come across a CMS for CMS made simple, and it is vulnerable SQL injection, you'll see that we do have the solid password found, and also it should output the password, right? You can put this into hashcat, and you can put the password followed by a colon, and then the sol, and you can just put that into hashcat and see if you can actually use like rocky.txt to crack that, right? Just a helpful tip if you ever did come across the CMS, right? So we'll go back here, we'll go to content, so we can upload a file here. So we'll just go back here. I'm gonna create a file under here, so we'll do like do touch. We'll just do touch file. I think it's PHTML. See if it can bypass it. So we'll go to VulnHub. We'll go to HACKSUDO fog. We do have PHTML. Doesn't seem like we can really upload anything. Let's try to, we did have a user as fog, so let's see if we can log into that. So we'll log into fog. We'll go to file manager. Doesn't seem like we can, right? So we do have a CMS MSRC remote code execution. It is using the variable as CMD. So let's try to copy this. So we'll just like click on this. So we can like make a copy for this and just name it file.php. Does seem like we do have file.php. Let's see if we do have code execution. So we can just do cmd is equal to ls. And we can do control U. And we do have the list of files, right? We can do ID. And we have wwd, right? Anytime I do have code execution, I like going to setting this within burp. We can take out the view source because this is not going to give us a connection back. It's not going to intercept, so we take off the view source. So we can close this. We'll start on burp sleep again. So we'll go to proxy, go to options. We'll change this to specific address. We can enter all that. Send this to repeater. And we can press send, and you see that we just do have www data, right? So doing this, we'll just search up a Python reverse shell, or we can either put this on, we can use wget to put our output it to a to the CMS path file. In this case, I'm just gonna do a simpler way, so I'm gonna do Python reverse shell. We'll do like one liner. So we'll get the IPv4. Copy this, send this. We do need a URL encode this. So we'll change the IP to 69.44.44. I believe there's Python 3 installed on here. If not, we can try Python 2. So we'll do all wrap netcat -lnvp on 44.44. We'll go back to burp, send this. Or I forgot to URL encode this. Send this. And you do see that we do get a shell as HACKSUDO, right? So we'll just export our term is equal to X term. Clear this, and we are www data, right? So we can check our IDs. And we do have a www data. Okay, so now let's next thing we're gonna be exploiting is the SUID. We can actually add a, you can either add like a lint piece on here or like a len-enum to find the SUID. Usually when I try exploiting, I usually like going from the lowest prevesc to the highest prevesc. So we'll just do search up chief SUID. We'll search up SUID. In this case, we actually want to start this from starting root. And here we will have a user bin look. So we're usually like going one by one and checking if it is an SUID. We can go GTFO bins for look. Here we can we do have a SUID. It does seem like we can actually read files, right? So here we do have a SUID, so we can set this in a variable. Let's try to read the /etc shadow file. So we'll go to /etc shadow. And we do have look, so in this case we do have it for user bin look. So we can just copy the file path, and this is going to be stored in the variable. It's going to output the /etc shadow file, right? So we can press enter, and you see that we get a password as iris, or we get the hash for our ISRO, right? So we'll just copy this. We'll cd into VulnHub. We'll cd into HACKSUDO fog. We'll vi into hashes.txt. We'll like paste the hashes in there. Right quit. We'll leave pad into hashes.txt so we can take off these unwanted users and just leave the hashes in here. So we can cat our hashes.txt. And we do have those two hashes, right? So we do have those two hashes. We'll use John. We'll use John ---- word list is equal to user share word list rocku.txt. We'll specify hashes.txt. It does seem like I already do have one cracked from previous boxes, I believe. So we'll just quit this. We'll do John hashes.txt. We'll do ---- show. And it does seem like we do have a password cracked for ISRO, right? Clear this. We'll do alice -ally, see if this user does exist, which it should. So we'll switch users to ISRO, press enter on them. It does seem like we do get a user as ISRO, right? So we can do ID, check our IDs. We'll do sudo -l since we do have a password on this for this user. So let's see what this is doing. So we do have a user bin alice this, so we'll just do sudo -u for the user. It is being run by root. Press enter on this. It does seem like it just does alice to home IRSO fog, right? So we'll cd into fog. Let's see what this is. So we do have Python, p, and fog, and also get. Doesn't seem like this is executable, and these are being ran by the same user. I'm guessing fog is for the previs, since we do have that's also being ran by root, right? So we'll fog this. Does seem like we do have a interpreter session for Python command line for Python. It is also being ran by root, so we'll just import os. We'll do os.set uid. We'll set the uid to 0. And we'll like spawn a bash system or bash on here. bin/bash. And it does seem like we are root now, right? So we can just do sudo or sudo switch users. And now we just do have the ID as root, right? So we can cd, we can cat our root.txt, and there is our root flag, right? If you wanted to, you can also do like mk password. You can do mk password for the method, and you can do like SHA-512 and use echo to make your own user, add it to the /etc password, and give your user ID for 0 and should be root for the user that you create, right? Well guys, that's pretty much in the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.